What's up, rock stars? Coach Betty Rocker here. Welcome to day one of our Spring into Strength Challenge. If you're in Rock Your Life, we are kicking this challenge off today. And if you're not in Rock Your Life, come join us. We would love to have you. So our first workout is a posterior chain workout. This workout is going to work those muscles along the back side of your body, your back, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, lots of muscles that help with your posture and alignment, and are really important muscles to strength train in general. For today's workout, you are going to need some weighted objects. Dumbbells will work great if you want to use a bar or barbell, that's great too. We'll need something to lean our body up against for hip thrusts, so I'll use the side of my couch. You could also use an ottoman or bench, whatever you've got. Join me down on the mat. We're gonna do something to really activate our glutes and back as we get started. So go ahead and come on down to your back with your knees bent and bring your arms up into this 90-degree cactus arms pose. From here, brace through your core. So you'll have a little arch in your back probably when you lie down. Just go ahead and flatten out that arch, bracing the core. You can imagine a blueberry slid below your back that you press down. And then we're going to lift our hips up, coming into a bridge. Squeeze your glutes at the top and then lower back down. You may want to walk your feet out a bit here, or they might be fine just where they are. Lift up again, lower down, reset that braced core feeling, and then lift up again. And we do this because we actually activate our glutes even more fully than if we were not to activate the core. So you can try one without the core activated, with your back actually arched a bit, and you'll notice how you don't get nearly as much glute recruitment as when you activate through your abs. So this is just something to keep in mind when we come to standing. Now let's go ahead on this next one. Lift, squeeze, and hold up, and then we're going to add the arm piece. So we're just sliding our arms up and down, working to keep those shoulders back, elbows back, and wrists back, touching the floor. And we just come up as high as we can, holding everything back, opening through our chest. Go ahead and lower your hips back down, and let's put that together. So find that braced core, lift your hips up, bring your arms up overhead, and then lower everything back down. This is from Betty Rocker's Activation Trinity. If you've ever done the Foundations of Functional Fitness workshop with me, so much fun. Lots of great resources for you and your healthy, strong body. Let's do two more together, and then we will get into our first circuit. Last one. Lift and squeeze. Awesome job. Now you can roll to your side, or you can just rock yourself up, whatever works, and come up to your feet. We are going to start out with a low impact cardiovascular move called a dumbbell swing. You might also see it called a kettlebell swing if you have a kettlebell. I'm going to use my dumbbell for this, just gripping it underneath the wide part at the top. Step your feet out a little wider than hip distance. Bring your shoulders back and down and brace your core. Bend the knees. Let that dumbbell or kettlebell dangle down between your calves. And from here, we're going to pop our hips forward, doing that same kind of motion that we did on the floor when we were activating our glutes in the bridge. And we're just really thinking about having that core braced, and we're getting those glutes to do the work here. So I'm not really lifting my arms much here. I'm letting the momentum of the hip pop carry that dumbbell up into the air. Nice. And take your time. You might just want to practice this and get the hang of it. We're just getting into a little elevation in the heart rate, getting those muscles warm, and getting those glutes working. Great job. Give me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Go ahead and set aside your weighted object safely, bending the knees, and we're going to move into, as promised, some hip thrusts. So we'll want to brace our back against an elevated surface. I'd like you to be in, say, an 8 to 12 rep range, so choose a weight that's heavy enough for you where it's really tough to go past 12 reps, and it's enough that you can do up to 8 reps with it. So between 8 and 12 reps. Now you could put one single dumbbell across your lap, you could put a barbell across your lap, or you could put 2 dumbbells in your hip creases just like this. Once you've picked a weight, and you can always, calibrate this first set to see what works for you. We got a couple more rounds to play with. Come on up into this Reverse tabletop, lower your hips down, and then drive them right back up. And I know you're already thinking about activating your core and your foot alignment, right? So you don't want your feet to be in too close to you, or you'll put a little strain on your knees. Now, a fun way to vary this is when you come up, you can also pause briefly at the top, or you can even pulse if you wanted to. I do that sometimes when I feel like I don't have quite enough weight, or I know I could go way past the top of the rep range I'm in, and that can just make lighter weight feel even heavier. But right now I'm feeling pretty challenged with the weight that I chose, so I'm not adding those pulses in right now. Just coming up and lowering it down. Count your reps to yourself, and if you can do more than the 12 reps I suggested for the top of the rep range, just go for it. Go to your fatigue point, right? Make this workout work for you, and the next round you can always add more weight, or you can add pulses or a pause. That's it. Oh my gosh. When you get to the top of your rep range, go ahead and set aside your weighted objects safely and stay down on your mat. We're going to come into a kneeling tabletop next. And we're going to do a back pull row for the strength of our back. Now here's another one that you might want to be in that 8 to 12 rep range. And so that'll help you choose the right amount of resistance. And we're going to go ahead and bring that weight onto our mat. I'll start with my left arm rowing. Right arm's going to be down right below my shoulder. And I'll start out with my knees stacked just below my hips. From here, I'm going to straighten out my right leg. And keeping the toe tapped down, I'll start out by just rowing up with my left arm. If you feel stable here and your hips don't waggle around at all, you could try lifting that back right leg up even as you row. It's going to be just 2 points of contact with the floor once you're in your row, because you just have your knee in your hand. It's pretty tough, but you are working on some of those paraspinal muscles. You're working on the strength in the shoulder blade area, so your rhomboid is working here with the row, and also some of your mid traps. So some of those important back strengthening muscles that really help hold you upright, and you're also working your core. Great job. So count your reps, and this is your first set, so you're just, calibrating to see. And anytime if you start to get too wobbly or lose your form, just tap your back toe down so that you have a little bit more stability. You are still getting tons of back strength, even with this slight modification. So just do what you can do to stay stable. Great job. Your elbows coming up, straight up. You're keeping your arm in fairly close to your rib cage. And when you get to the top of a good rep range where you can't do very many more with good form, we're going to switch it out and do the other side. So the left hand is down. Right hand holds the weight. This time the left leg extends nice and straight, and we draw that elbow straight up. Option to float the leg for an additional challenge. Nice job. You got this. Even out your reps, same number on both sides. Keep breathing. Think about that blueberry spine feeling or that braced core feeling that we created with our activation sequence in the very beginning. And keep your hips nice and low and level. Don't let them roll from one side to the other. When you get to the top and you've evened out your reps, take a quick breather. Have some water. Maybe you're drinking some aminos. I had my aminos just before my workout today. And we're going to go back to the top of that circuit and do another set of those swings. So catch your breath and finish your set. Maybe decide how much resistance you want to use for your swings. This is very much like a conditioning move today. It's not meant to be super, super heavy, but feel free to challenge yourself with the amount of resistance that you're holding for the swing. We're going to step our feet out a little wider than hip distance. It's important, even though you're cupping the head of your dumbbell, that you don't round your shoulders or your back here. So we're going to bring ourselves deliberately upright, brace that core, bend the knees, and we're going to let that weight swing down between our calves. And then powerfully pop the hips forward as that weight swings up. Nice. Strong legs, strong back, and strong integration here. Beautiful work. So keep the back very straight as you send the hips back, and then use the strength of your glutes to pop your hips forward. It's like you're doing a hip thrust. Great job. Let that weight just travel up as far as it wants to go. You don't have to pull on it or jerk it up. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Let's set aside that weight, and we will move into our second set of those hip thrusts. So fun. Now, how did you do in your last set? Were you doing 12 or more reps? If so, could you add a little bit more resistance? If you don't have anything heavier, we're going to start adding some pauses or pulses as you go. If you were already in that zone, it's probably the perfect amount for you. So let's set ourselves up for success, putting our weights in our hip creases and balancing against our elevated surface, coming up into that nice reverse tabletop position, nice and secure base. Lower the hips and powerfully press them up. If you want to add a pause, I like to do 3, 2, 1 at the top of each rep. 3, 2, 1. If you want to try the pulse, same deal. I just go pulse, 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 and then lower. Just adding a little bit of extra work for those already working muscles. But this is just a great little hack if you're trying to get a little bit lower in the rep range, trying to challenge your muscles with the amount of resistance that you have. Something extra, a little bonus to add in. Great job. Stay light through those feet. Make sure your feet aren't in too close to your butt so that you're not getting any strain on those knees. And when you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside your weighted objects. Great job. Oh my gosh. Those are tough. All right, come into our bird dog row next, round 2. And here's another opportunity for you to decide if the amount you used last time was just right, if you want to go a little heavier, and we will set ourselves up for success. We'll start with that left arm rowing again and bringing ourselves into that nice, evenly balanced tabletop position. Back is nice and flat, and we'll straighten out through the right leg. Option to lift it off the floor, option to keep it elevated. Work to keep your back really stationary here and stable. I noticed I took a soft fist with my right hand this time instead of keeping it flat on the floor. That's another great option for aligning your wrist. Nice. If you want a little extra challenge with whatever amount of resistance you're using, you will just pause briefly at the top of your row. I don't know that I can do that. I'm feeling pretty challenged already with this mount. But be my guest, really. It's nice to have these little hacks to test out as you are building your strength. Now, when you get to the top of your rep range on that first side, go ahead and switch it out to the other side. I'll take that soft fist once again, leveling out the hips. This time, left toe comes back straight, nice straight back. And then we're rowing up and lowering down, working to keep a nice stationary, stable base here through our back, through our pelvis. Nice job. Elbow comes straight up. Keep breathing. Work on keeping your gaze about maybe 6 inches in front of you, maybe just so that your head and neck are in a nice neutral position and you're not looking down or looking up. Even out your reps. You might do a couple more than me, you might do a couple less than me. It's really all good. It's not about an exact number of reps. It's more about each of us calibrating within a rep range and seeing where we're at so that we can continue to build on this. Whew, that was awesome. Now, each week in this challenge, the posterior chain workout is going to change. All the workouts are going to be different in this particular challenge, but you'll still want to pay attention to your rep ranges. It will really help you. Great job. Are you ready to do one more round of this circuit? We're going to start at the top again with dumbbell swings. So I'm going to grab a weight for that and come right back to our start position. So stand tall, feet are wider than hip distance. Remember to open up the chest, shoulders back. We're gonna brace that core. Think about our blueberry spine like we were on the floor and the activator at the beginning. Send the hips back, powerfully pop the hips forward. Nice. Keep your body in a straight line. Great job. Nice. Pop the hips. Your breath can be explosive or not. Great job. Each time you send your hips back, keep your chest up and keep those knees tracking in alignment with your toes. I got an eye on our clock. You've got 10 seconds to go, Rockstar. Come on. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Great work. Let's go ahead and set that weighted object down. Nice job. Are you ready for hip thrusts? This is our last set for this particular circuit. So decide if you want to go any heavier or if you want to add some pulses or maybe some pauses. Totally up to you. No need to rush into this. Take a breather, have some water, have some aminos, have whatever is available so that you can stay hydrated and replenished. We're going to get our weighted objects into our hip creases. Again, no urgency, no rush. I want you to be well rested. The dog is the champion at resting over there. What a good little guy. All right, we're going to power it up, lifting up into our reverse tabletop position here. Brace through the core, lower the hips, press up, and lower down again. And once again, you're thinking about all of those things you did in your activation, where you are really activating those glutes. They're evenly working together here. Glute strength is such an important part of our overall ability to move around freely, to do so many of the things that we do. As women, we carry over 60% of our muscle tissue in our lower body. So all of these strengthening types of moves that you do are just excellent to really challenge yourself with, to really work on the strength that you can build in these areas. The more muscular strength we create, the more we support and stabilize our joints, the more efficiently we burn fat, of course, and just the stronger we become, the more capable. Now, when you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside your weighted objects. Nice job there. Don't let me rush you. You may still be finishing that up. I want you to take it to your end feel. And we have some time to recover and then set up for our final set of the bird dog row. So you can think about, well, how much did I use last time? Did it feel good? Was I at 12 or below? And you really want to push it to what we call the end feel, right? Which is where we could really barely do 1 or 2 more reps with good form, right? So we really want to challenge ourselves. Let's go ahead and set up for this bird dog row. Whenever you're ready, you can of course pause the video if you need a little bit of rest or I went a little too fast. I'm going to straighten the right leg out. Left arm is going to row up and then lower down. Option to pause at the top briefly to add just a little bit of extra challenge to your back muscles as you row. Nice job. Keep those hips nice and level. Keep your core braced. It's a subtle thing, the bracing, right? It's not like some crazy thing that you have to do that's all effortful, right? We just continue to practice that stability in our core, which helps to stabilize through our pelvis and really helps to protect our back. And we noticed when we were doing the activation earlier, it also helps to make sure that different muscle groups are firing, right, without pulling on the back. When you get to the top of your rep range on your first side, which might be before or after me, you're going to switch it out. The left foot comes back straight. The body is in a nice straight line. We can lift that foot up or we can keep it tapped down. And then we're just rowing up with the right arm this time. 8 to 12 reps would be great. Although if you have a different rep range in mind, of course, be my guest. Just go to your end feel. Nice job. Keep that back straight. Remember, you can tap your toe down anytime if you've got it lifted up and it feels like a bit much. Nice and stable with your back. When you get to the top of that rep range, set aside your weights. You've completed your first circuit. Nice job. We're going to roll into a second circuit. 2 different moves. going back and forth with a little bonus finisher at the end. So we're going to start out with the donkey kick. I love the donkey kick. It's such a great posterior chain activator. It really builds on what we've been doing. I'm going to take a fairly light dumbbell and I'm going to place it behind my left knee. Coming once again into this tabletop position, I'm going to kick my heel up towards the ceiling. What we want to be paying attention to as we do the donkey kick is that we're not arching our back. So here's where all of those good activations that you've been practicing come into play. You're going to keep your core braced so that your back isn't arched while you do this. You want to make sure that you're not leaning your hips to one side or the other. Everything is isolated in the left glute right now. That's the leg I started on. It's cool if you started on your right side though. We just want to isolate the side that we are pressing the heel up towards the ceiling with. Nice job. Yes, this can be an 8 to 12 rep range, but I want you to make sure you choose an amount of resistance that's comfortable to have in the back of your knee crease. So if that means that it's a little bit lighter and you do a few more reps, that's fine too. I just want you to be comfortable as you work on this. You can also use a stretchy band for this exercise and wrap it around the bottom knee and lift up against resistance that way too. Nice. You could also put a towel around your dumbbell and put it in your hip crease or your knee crease. That would be another way to have it be less, I guess, painful if it bothers you at all. I definitely don't want it to be painful for you. When you get to the top of your rep range, let's switch it out and do the donkey kick on the other side. It's very challenging, right? Because your back wants to arch, but we got to really think about that braced core, that nice strong frame with our upper body, and pressing that heel up towards the ceiling. I don't know, if you're my age, you maybe are referencing back to Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze is teaching Jennifer Grey how to dance in her perfect frame, her locked-in frame, and her spaghetti arms. We don't want spaghetti arms here. We want a nice locked-in frame, and then we're going to press that heel up to the ceiling, really activating that glute. Nice job. Oh, you could also do this with ankle weights, I suppose, if you would find that comfortable and you have some. That's another great option. Last one for me. Go ahead and finish your set wherever you're at. And we have our next move to load up in the chamber. Get ready. We're going to do some sumo squats with a calf raise series. So this is a super fun, super challenging sequence. And I wouldn't use the regular amount of weight. Like if you can rep out your sumo squats with something fairly heavy, I would use a much lighter weight for this particular move because we're going to be doing something with our calves. So let's test it out first here with something lighter for your first set. So step your feet out to a nice sumo stance, core braced, chest up. And we're just going to sit it back into our sumo squat position. And then we're going to pulse. 3, 4, 5. Lift your right heel and continue to pulse. 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and set that heel down. Lift your left heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lift the right heel this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your chest up. Go ahead and sink both heels down. And now left heel lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to alternate heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. You can set your weighted objects aside. I feel like I could do that with just my own body weight and it would be plenty of a workout. Oh my gosh. Those are so tough. Really great job. So you ready to go back to some more donkey kicks? Like I said, ankle weights would work. You could put a towel in your knee crease and then place your weight in there, or you could use a band. Any of those would be fine. I'm going to use my dumbbell. It doesn't bother me that much, but if I use too heavy of a dumbbell, then it does hurt. So just be aware of that. Make sure you're comfortable. Brace your core, and let's kick and kick. Kick and kick. Great job. We're really isolating the glute as we lift up the heel. Keep your gaze neutral so you're not cranking your head up or down. Really, the name of the game here with this posterior chain workout is stability. We are stabilizing through the core, which helps us really isolate the different gluteal and back muscles that we're training today and keep everything mobile at the same time. Great job. When you get to the top of your rep range, go ahead and switch it out and put it behind your other knee crease. And let's come into our strong form here, lifting up with the right knee this time. Heel is pressing up towards the ceiling. Nice flat back. We're going to even out our reps. I was just thinking about what's in store in some of our other fun posterior chain workouts that are coming up in this series, and I can't wait to do them with you. Keep up the great work. Press that heel up and keep that core braced. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside your weighted object, and we will move on to our second set of sumo squat calf raises. Don't let me rush you. Please feel free to take a little pause to the video anytime, and we will get into this whenever you are ready. So if you want to use some weights, put them up on your shoulders. We're going to step our feet out into that nice sumo stance. Send the hips back, brace through the core, and we're pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the right heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it and lift the left heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower both heels and just reset yourself so you're settled back in your sumo squat form. We're just pulsing again. And again, right heel lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Left heel lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right heel lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left heel lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't let your body lean forward here. We're going to alternate now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Whew, those are so tough. Love it. Love it. So glad you're doing this with me. Oh my gosh. Ready for one more round? Let's start with the donkey kicks. Even though this is mostly a low impact workout, my heart rate is definitely up because we are working. This is work. All right, let's find our sweet spot for the donkey kick. Make sure you have a cushion or whatever you need for your knee. Place your hands down, nice braced core, flat back, and we're driving our left heel up towards the sky, not allowing our back to arch, really isolating that left glute. Great job. Press it up. Keep your head and neck in a neutral position. You got this. Keep breathing. Count your reps. We're going to even it out on the other side when we get there. Nice job. You got this. Woo! When you get to the top of your rep range, you can go ahead and switch it out to the other side. And we're going to kick that right heel up to the ceiling. Here we go. Count your reps, even it out. Great work. Woo! Finish it strong. This is your last set of these. Great job. When you get to the top, let's go ahead and set them out of the way. We have just one last set of those crazy sumo squat calf raises to go. Are you with me? These really make, these are really, really good for the glutes. Really good for the outer glutes, the thighs, all of these muscle groups that work hard in the sumo squat, but it's a lot of it has to do with your back as it's holding you upright and you are pulsing. Very challenging. Also a great calf workout, right? So step those feet out wider than hip distance. My toes will duck out slightly, totally natural. We want the knees to track in line with the toes after all. Bring the weights up to your shoulders. Send your hips back into that sumo squat and we're pulsing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your left heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your right heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your left heel. 5, 4, 3. You got this. 2, 1. Lift your right heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to alternate. 10, 9, 8, 7. Shaking is normal. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick breather. Stand tall and then sink it back again. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to alternate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I was right there with you. That was super tough. Let's bend the knees to set down our weighted objects. And I just have this one last little bonus move for you. We're going to do a quick elevated bridge lift to sort of finish things off from the beginning. So find that elevated surface that you're using for your regular bridge lifts and put your feet up on it instead of your back. We're going to come down onto our back, brace through that core, find that blueberry spine that you found in the beginning by flattening your back out. And from here, lift up, squeeze, lower down, reset, lift, squeeze, lower down, lift, squeeze, lower down. You are powerful. Feel how strong your glutes are here and how integrated your core is with this motion anytime you are activating your glutes. You're just setting everything together that we learned in this workout and that we've taught our body. We're creating really strong patterns to help stabilize and support us in all of the movements that we do. Awesome job. Give me 5 more here. 5, 4, great job. You got this. 3, reset each time. 2, and last one. Yes, amazing work. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and sit up safely. And if you are in Rock Your Life, of course, you will find the customized cool down stretch for you just below today's video in the members area. If you're not in Rock Your Life yet, oh my gosh, you are so invited. Love to have you join us for this Spring into Strength challenge. It is so much fun. Can't wait to go through it with you. You can join us today. You can choose a challenge that's just right for you right now and then choose another one later on down the road when you finish it. You're going to have customized options whether you are in your cycling years, in perimenopause or postmenopause. There's tons of guidance and support, nutrition guidance. Me and the coaches are there to give you all of the answers to your questions, motivate you, and keep you going along the way. And we would love to have you there and to support you. So join us for the Spring into Strength challenge, and I look forward to seeing you there. Till next time, Rockstar, I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome, blossom, and amazing. Don't you forget it. Bye for now.